Hey, Carrie here, and I'd like to share with you today 5 myths about fear. 5 things you didn't think were true, that you perhaps think are true but aren't. So, these are from Susan Jeffers, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. And so, with the myths go the truths as well. And I'd love to know if you have some of your own, but you can share those in the comment box as well. So here we go. Myth number 1. The more fear you overcome, the less fear you have. Nope. Sorry. The truth is, fear never goes away. And the more you grow, not the more fears that you have, but you will always have fear as long as you continue to grow. Because you're always going to be taking risks. It's like if you're going up a mountain and you keep moving forward, you're going to come across different challenges, and some of them are going to be scary. You won't have come across them before, and you'll have to deal with them, each one. So I'm thinking of it like that. The fear is never going away. It's still up to you to push through it. Okay, so myth number 2. When I'm not afraid, the fear will go. I'll do whatever it is I want to do. The truth is, the best remedy for fear is action. So you've got to do it before the fear will go away. And that might sound counterintuitive, but think about it. If you're always thinking, when that fear goes away, I'll do it. What is going to make that fear go away? What's going to stop you thinking that it's a scary thing? And there isn't usually anything. The only thing that can stop you thinking it's scary or something to be afraid of is to actually face it, go through it. And then afterwards you look back and go, okay, I did it. And the next time it happens, it's not so scary. For example, the first time I did a live video, or the first time I did any video, I was like, oh my God, sitting in front of a camera. I didn't want to do it. I was kind of scared of the camera. I was scared of not looking in the right place. I was scared of people not liking what I was saying. And now I just sit here and I talk and hope for the best, but I do it. And each time it gets a little bit easier. So it's just doing it is so important. So that's the second truth. Number 3. I'll feel better. When I feel better, I'll do it. Again, the truth is you're not going to feel better until you've done it. Can you think of a time where you've thought of something, you're like, I don't want to do that, it's scary, but for whatever reason you've been pushed into doing it. And you do it. And then you look back and go, I did that. I feel so good that I did that. I didn't think I could, but I did it, and now I feel great. I bet there's a moment in your life where you felt like that. And so that's truth number 3. You'll feel better when you've done it. Myth number 4. No one else is afraid. Or successful people don't feel fear, and that's why they're successful. Nope. The truth is, all of those people that you envy for their success feel fear too. And the beautiful thing about this, and actually, let me rephrase this. I'm going to actually say it as Susan Jeffers says it, which is not only are you going to experience fear when you're in unfamiliar territory, but so is everyone else. And that means also those successful people that you envy. Isn't that cool? Like, they also feel fear. They might have even been in a similar situation to you at some point, but they've faced the fears that have allowed them to grow and progress to where they are now, to be that successful person who you look upon and go, I wish I was like that. I wish I could have that, but I can't because I don't have X, Y, and Z. Maybe it's the money, maybe it's the fame, maybe it's whatever you think they've got that you don't, including perhaps you think they're not afraid. And it's different. It's not true. They're still going up their mountain. It's a different mountain to you, or maybe it's the same mountain, but they're going up that mountain. They're further ahead of you. They're still getting scared. They're still coming across obstacles that they haven't dealt with before and figuring out how to traverse them. Isn't that wonderful? And lastly, myth number 5 is that it's less scary to stay where you are than to face your fears and push through it. The truth of the matter is, pushing through the fear is less frightening than living in the underlying fear that comes from a state of helplessness. I'm going to read that again. Pushing through the fear is less frightening than living with the underlying fear that comes from a state of helplessness. So if you're feeling stuck, there's usually a sense of powerlessness, of helplessness that goes with that. And she gives an example of a lady who has basically been taken care of by her husband in every single way. And she tells her friends, I'd hate to think what would happen if he if anything happened to him. I hope I die before him. Isn't that an awful way to live? So unsatisfying. And one day she got to find out what it would be like to have that happen. So one day her husband had a stroke, leaving him partially paralyzed. It meant that suddenly she had to take care of his business, take care of him and herself. And to start off with, she did things in a bit of a haze and a fog, dealing with the business stuff, looking after him, looking after her. But slowly but surely, that fog cleared, and what she discovered was that she had more strength than she realized. She got through that fear of what if something happened to my husband and found out she could handle it. And on her husband's side, he had that what if of, what if I got sick? What if I what if I ended up disabled? And what he found out was he could handle it. And the two of them, as he got better, found that their relationship and their love for each other got stronger. And she had a more fulfilling, satisfying life because she was able to take care of herself. And she no longer felt helpless. She felt empowered because she could take action. She got through her worst fear. So to recap, the 5 truths about fear are 1. I'll do this one. 1. Fear will never go away as long as you continue to grow. 2. The best remedy for fear is action. Truth number 3. The only way you'll feel better about yourself is by doing it. 4. Not only are you going to experience fear whenever you're on unfamiliar territory, but so is everyone else. And lastly, number 5, pushing through the fear is less frightening than living with the underlying fear that comes from a state of helplessness. If you had an aha moment, if you have a truth that you'd like to share of your own, I'd love to hear it, and that would really help anyone else who's coming to watch this video. So do leave comments in the comment box. It'll help cement what you've learned today, and also, like I said, help other people, which would be amazing. And to make sure, if you've loved this video and you'd love to see more, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell button to receive notifications so you don't miss the next one. I'm dedicated to doing these videos every day to help you live your best life. So have a wonderful day. Namaste.